Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome to my channel on psychology, mental health and self-growth. Today, we're diving into a topic that's often misunderstood but incredibly important: Obsessive-Compulsive Disorder or OCD. We're going to explore the different types of OCD, how they manifest and what research and psychologists say about each one. But before we begin, please remember this: the content in this video is for informational and educational purposes only. It's not intended to diagnose, treat, or replace professional mental health advice. If you suspect you or someone you know may be struggling with OCD, please consult a licensed mental health professional. What is OCD? OCD stands for Obsessive-Compulsive Disorder, a chronic mental health condition that affects about 2–3% of the population, according to the World Health Organization and the National Institute of Mental Health. It's characterized by 1. Obsessions, intrusive, unwanted thoughts, images or urges. 2. Compulsions, repetitive behaviors or mental acts performed to reduce the distress caused by the obsessions. Psychologist Dr. Stephen Phillipson, a clinical expert on OCD, explains that OCD is a disorder of doubt, where the brain gets stuck in a loop of uncertainty and compulsions become rituals to relieve that distress, but only temporarily. Importantly, OCD isn't just about being neat or liking things organized. That's a myth. Real OCD is debilitating and sufferers often know their thoughts are irrational but feel unable to stop the cycle. The 6 common types of OCD. Now let's break down 6 of the most commonly recognized types of OCD, although symptoms can overlap or shift over time. 1. Contamination OCD. People with contamination OCD experience an intense fear of germs, illness or impurity. Not just physical but sometimes even moral or emotional contamination. Manifestation. 1. Excessive hand-washing or showering. 2. Avoiding public spaces, people or contaminated objects. 3. Cleaning rituals that last hours. According to Abramowitz et al. 2003, contamination fears are among the most common OCD themes, especially during childhood. This subtype worsened for many during the COVID-19 pandemic, according to a 2021 study by Jelinek et al., which found heightened contamination fears even in people without OCD. 2. Checking OCD. This subtype involves a compulsive need to check things repeatedly, often driven by a fear of harm, mistakes or catastrophe. Manifestation. 1. Checking if the stove is off dozens of times. 2. Rereading emails or texts obsessively. 3. Seeking reassurance over small details. Research by Dr. Paul Salkowski suggests this is rooted in a belief that the person is personally responsible for preventing harm. 3. Symmetry and ordering OCD. This type involves obsessions with things being just right or symmetrical. It's not about liking neatness. It's about the distress that happens when things are off. Manifestation. 1. Rearranging items until they feel perfect. 2. Needing to tap or do actions in even numbers. 3. Feeling physically or mentally uncomfortable if things are uneven. A study by Leckman et al. 1994 found that this subtype often emerges earlier in childhood and may co-occur with tic disorders. 4. Intrusive thoughts, pure O or pure obsessional OCD. This form involves disturbing and unwanted thoughts, often violent, sexual, or blasphemous without visible compulsions. But internal mental rituals do exist. Manifestation. 1. Obsessions about hurting someone, even though you never would. 2. Distressing sexual thoughts about inappropriate people. 3. Mental reassurance, rumination, or prayer to neutralize the thought. Psychologist Dr. Phillipson calls this pure OCD but notes it's a misnomer. Mental compulsions are still present, like mentally reviewing actions or testing oneself. A 2014 study published in the Journal of Obsessive-Compulsive and Related Disorders showed that over 60% of OCD sufferers experience taboo or intrusive thoughts. 5. Hoarding OCD. This is now considered a separate disorder in the DSM-5 but often overlaps with OCD. It's marked by a compulsive need to save items, regardless of value. Manifestation. 1. Extreme distress at the idea of throwing something away. 2. Believing items might be needed, just in case. 3. Rooms filled with objects, making living difficult. According to Dr. Randy Frost, a leading hoarding researcher, people with hoarding OCD often struggle with decision-making, memory confidence, and fear of making the wrong choice. 6. Harm OCD, responsibility OCD. This type involves fears of causing harm to oneself or others, not out of desire but out of fear of being a bad or dangerous person. Manifestation. 1. Replaying driving routes to check if you hit someone. 2. Avoiding knives, babies, or vulnerable people. 3. Seeking reassurance constantly. Did I do something wrong? A study by Gillen et al. 2016 found this subtype is highly distressing because it strikes at the core of a person's identity, their sense of morality and responsibility. Other manifestations and subtypes. It's important to note that OCD isn't limited to these 6 types. Other forms include 1. Relationship OCD, ROCD, obsessions about one's partner or feelings in the relationship. 2. Sexual orientation OCD, so OCD, distressing doubts about one's sexual orientation. 3. Religious OCD, scrupulosity, fear of sinning, offending God, or not praying the right way. 4. Existential OCD, obsessions about life, death, the universe, or the meaning of existence. These types don't reflect real desires. They're ego-dystonic, meaning they go against the person's actual values and identity. That's what makes them so terrifying to those experiencing them. Treatment and support. So how is OCD treated? The gold standard treatment is CBT with exposure and response prevention, ERP. This involves gradually exposing someone to their fears without letting them perform compulsions. SSRIs, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, like fluoxetine or sertraline, are also commonly prescribed. According to a meta-analysis published in Clinical Psychology Review, 2016, ERP was effective in reducing OCD symptoms in up to 80% of patients when applied consistently. Other emerging therapies include 1. Acceptance and commitment therapy, ACT. 2. Mindfulness-based CBT. 3. Deep brain stimulation for severe, treatment-resistant OCD. If you or someone you know is struggling, please reach out to a professional. OCD is treatable, and you don't have to go through it alone. Thanks so much for watching. If this video helped you understand OCD a little better, give it a like and share it with someone who might benefit. Drop a comment below if you have questions, or if there's a specific OCD subtype you'd like me to go deeper on in a future video. And remember, you are not your thoughts. OCD is a liar, but you can learn how to fight back. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more videos about psychology and mental health. See you next time. Take care and bye.